This is a 50-kilometer roadshow. The BJP is saying that this is the longest roadshow ever that the Prime Minister, for that matter, any big political leader has embarked on. Let's cut across live to our reporters. Anjana Kashyap reporting. Anjana getting us the best possible view there of the roadshow that's underway. You can see the roads are packed on either side. People standing all across, waving at Prime Minister Modi, trying desperately to catch a glimpse and click a picture also of the Prime Minister as he makes his way through that stretch. Imagine this, 50 kilometers that the Prime Minister is covering in this roadshow, and there isn't an inch where there isn't this kind of a mammoth crowd that's gathered. You can see people there showering petals as the vehicle quickly passes along. In 3 hours, they have 50 kilometers to cover. So the Prime Minister also trying to ensure that he reaches out to every single person there, but also moving as quickly as possible with several pit stops also, by the way, along this road. Preeti Chaudhary is joining us live. She's been tracking for the last many hours all of the action, all of the images that we've been getting in of this mega roadshow. Preeti, if you can hear me, I know there's a lot of chaos, huge crowds around you and an air of celebration all around in the city. I was asking you earlier, not sure if you could catch my question earlier, about whether you could compare what an AAP rally versus a Congress rally versus what we're seeing right now looks like, Prime Minister's roadshow.
Well, Akshita, when you're comparing rallies or road shows here, I have to say today I covered the road show of the Aam Aadmi Party in Ahmedabad. Let's first begin with the road show in Ahmedabad. Was nothing compared to what we are seeing right now. It was the Aam Aadmi Party roadshow hardly had any crowds, at least in Ahmedabad. The one of Arvind Kejriwal, Bhagwant Mann, Harbhajan Singh and Raghav Chadha. Compared to that, this is huge, it's epic. But I'll also give you an example of the kind of crowds that, in the south of Gujarat, that the likes of a Gopal Italia are pulling in. There are rallies, their road shows are pulling in massive crowds. So that is where the Aam Aadmi Party is stronger. Today in Ahmedabad, no. If you compare it to this, absolutely not, and you can't even compare it. This is the Prime Minister's road show in his own state, home state. It's the first time, at least in my career as a political reporter, that I am covering a road show which is 3 hours long, Akshita, 50 kilometers. I've never seen something like that. So in that aspect, it's huge. When you look at the Congress hasn't had any road shows. There's only been a couple of sabhas and rallies. The Congress campaign is very different to what the BJP or the Aam Aadmi Party's campaign is. This time around, it's going hyper-local, where the local leaders are conducting small nukkad sabhas, which could actually, many would say on ground, it may be better than having your big leaders there who don't really have that much traction back in Gujarat. The likes of, say, Rahul Gandhi might not be as well received as a local leader who's going on and trying to localize, hyper-localize the election and keep it on local issues. Because on ground, there are constituencies, and we have to admit, even as we've been tracking this election through the course of the state, where you will pick up from the people, where they say there's a sense of arrogance, ahankar is the word you pick up very often, that is set into the local leadership of the BJP. They'll still say that Modi bhai ke liye vote hai, but they will detail the kind of arrogance that is set into the local leadership. Now the Congress MLAs here, and there were 77 of them in the beginning, of course a lot of them defected later on. Those MLAs understand they don't have somebody like an overarching figure on Narendra Modi, where they can just ride through an election on the shoulders of Narendra Modi's name. They've got to fight it out, listen to the people. So they, in terms of popularity, some of them have become very popular because they have no other resort but to speak to the people, address their grievances as local MLAs. So in that aspect, the Congress campaign right now, very local, it's a silent campaign is what they call it. Will it pay off for the Congress? Well, we don't quite know, only when the last vote is counted, but at least where optics are concerned, narrative is concerned, the narrative in this election has been Narendra Modi versus most other factors. While the Aam Aadmi Party in terms of optics has been strong today, I'd reckon the roadshow that they did was purely for optical purposes, not so much as to draw the crowds. They understand that they don't have that kind of heft or anywhere close to the heft. Forget about the BJP, even the Congress when it comes to urban pockets of Ahmedabad. 27 seats in Ahmedabad go to polls on the second phase on the 5th of December.